Hello, Honorable Dr. Professor Bandela sir, the Director, UGC, HRDC, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad, Dr. Rafe sir, Assistant Director, Dr. Bharti Gore ma'am, who is the course coordinator, Amol sir, and all the office bearer staff and my co-participants in this refresher course entitled Refresher Course in Comparative Literature. In micro teaching session, I will speak. I have selected the theme and background of the poem Mending Wall, which is written by the most widely poems of American literature American poet named Robert Frost. This poem was published in north of Boston, published in 1914. When Robert Frost had been to Russia in the program of cultural exchange, although Russian-American relations at that time were relatively good, still a bone of contention between the two powers were serving at a grist for the propaganda mills. The city of Berlin had been in dispute ever since the German surrenders. Several refugees escaped from the eastern part of Berlin city, which was controlled by Russia, and these refugees went western part of Berlin, which was the under power of Allied supervision. So, Russian erected an ugly but most effective wall between these two parts. This action was not liked by Western nations. A few refugees who managed to slip past the wall were welcomed by the cheering crowd of Western Berliners. At a literary evening in Moscow, Robert Frost chose to recite this poem, Mending Wall, which begins, "Something there is that doesn't love a wall." The poem goes on to speak of the danger of which a wall in preventing communication, posters, misunderstanding, and belligerence. This poem is a dramatic lyric and on monologue, though there are two characters. First is the speaker, that is the narrator, probably the poet, and second is his neighbor, who is the old farmer. The lyric is an expression of his views and attitude. Which attitude? That there is no need of any wall between two properties, respective properties. His neighbor didn't speak a single word, but we know of his views and attitude of his conversation and orthodoxy from what speaker says about him. His neighbor seems to have a deep-seated faith in the value of walls and fences. He declines to explain his belief and only reiterates his father's saying, "Good fences make good neighbors." What is the meaning of this phrase? That is the trust and faith in each other. When Robert Frost read this poem, Kaha poem, his point didn't come across the Russian listener. His message was lost. The poem was his personal repugnant to Russian. A widely accepted theme of Mending Wall concerned the self-imposed barriers that prevent human interaction. In the poem, the speaker's neighbor keeps passionately rebuilding a wall. More than benefiting anyone, the fences is harmful to their land. But the neighbor is relevant in its maintenance. Thank you. Thank you very much.